Hey everyone, how's it going? Thanks for stopping in. This is Alec from High Noon Hobby. Here we've got another video. This one's from out in the testing grounds in Nevada, a spot that's fairly well known to some 801 RCC guys here in Utah. A beautiful place. The audio is a little bit weird on this one. As you can see here, it was cold outside. Everything was dying. My controller was dying. My phone was dying. And I didn't bring a good microphone either, so the phone microphone was struggling with the temperature, so I'm going to do a little voiceover instead of having the original audio, so I do apologize for that. But we're going to do a little comparison video. Some might say this is a little bit of a useless comparison. I might agree, but it was still fun. It's a comparison between the Axial Capra, the new four-wheel steer Axial Capra, and this TRX4 Defender. This wrap is absolutely beautiful. If you want to see wraps like this, you can go check out Derek over at Wildco. He's got some really cool stuff going on. But this is pretty much a stock TRX4 Defender, just besides you saw that brass in the front. My Capra, same thing. Both cars are running stock tires. My Capra has a little bit more brass in the front, I think, although I think it may be pretty even. So we're going to try out just a couple of lines here. As I said, it was cold outside, so my camera wasn't doing great on the battery, and neither was the gimbal. I was starting to freak out towards the end a little bit, but tried to do what we could so we could get some content so you could all join us out for another lovely weekend on the rocks. So this was a pretty tough line that we scoped just in terms of verticality, pretty straight up and down, as you can tell in these next couple of shots, but nothing too serious in terms of ledges or any sort of complications on the way up. So a little bit of snow to help with your already stock traction, which isn't the best, although these tires, both the Canyon Trails, I think it's Canyon Trails that come on the TRX4, and the, I believe it's a set of Nittos. I'm unsure on both of those, but both of the stock tires on both of these rigs do very well, as you can see on this hill climb. It's not an easy hill by any means, and these trucks are making it look fairly easy. You can tell right there the top-heavy nature of the bigger body on the Defender definitely biting it a little bit there. The Capra didn't seem to struggle at all through there, although I will say the Capra still is a little bit top heavy, especially as buggies go. It sits a little bit high, and with that cage there's just a lot of weight up high, so I would like to see them do something maybe in the future, see Axial try to drop the center of gravity just a little bit, or just maybe even provide slightly shorter stocks from the box. The second line we were trying here, pretty tough line. Now, I will say my driving is nothing to write home about, especially when I am filming and driving at the same time. I like to say you're either a cinematographer or a driver, but you're never good at either at the same time, and that's definitely true for me, at least. As you can see, Derek with his TRX4 Defender trying, and would have gotten down that ledge successfully if it wasn't for the bumper. Clearances on the TRX4 are probably one of the things that it struggles with the most. The Capra, I think, should have made it down that, but I think it was just because I was driving and filming at the same time. I didn't give it a go while I wasn't filming, just to see if I could, but just based off of Derek getting down there, I think if I took the right angle and took my time with it and was able to control the throttle a little bit more, I would have been able to do it. Here again, you're seeing clearances on the TRX4, just kind of struggling a little bit at the top of that hill, but again, making this line look pretty easy. This is nothing to, this is not an easy line. This is pretty steep, although the rock is very grippy, so that definitely helps a lot. This rock was in the shade all day, all morning, so it was cold, so it wasn't the grippiest that it could have been, but as you can tell just from the texture, it's really grippy. On the Capra here, you can see, I saw his line, I saw that he bellied out on that. I don't love bellying out on the Capra, so I tried to use that rock up at the top to just help keep my belly off of that little ridge at the top. We didn't really know where we were going at this point, so we just kept this line going. It's a little bit high risk, high reward here. As you can tell, all of the spots that we chose, or most of the spots that we chose, were on a pretty decent ledge. I think there's about a 20-foot ledge on the on the other side of this shot, so definitely don't want to screw up here, and especially where Derek is right now. This is a pretty decent ledge that he's coming off of. Again, Defender making it look easy. Sorry, I have a TRX4 Bronco. I'm sure if you guys follow me on Instagram, you probably know that, but he's got the TRX4 Defender here. The Bronco is a little less top-heavy, but still, the Bronco is also pretty wide. It's just a bloated body, so both are tough in tight spots. So this third spot here, speaking of tight spots, this is definitely not an easy chute to climb up, especially with a big body. That is a very, very steep hill, and you kind of have to either choose the right or the left on that first move. That second move that I'm hitting now is also not easy, kind of a right-hand bend around a pretty decent climb as well. Now, you can see here, I mean, that's the Defender's making it obvious just how difficult that climb is. That is a very steep climb. He's decided to go left here just because it's a little bit smoother. And of course, here is where my camera started cutting out in the cold, so we missed him hitting that line, although he did make it up. Although I think we do get to see the second part of the line here a little bit closer. This is where the Capra was a little bit further away from the camera, but not a hard or not an easy line. I'm going to make that sharp right-hand bend as you're coming up a pretty decent slope and you've got that nasty crack in the way. So this spot here, really loose dirt entry to a very steep climb. It's not a long climb by any means, pretty short little hill, but it's a good 2 truck lengths, and it's super steep. And if you've got a big body like this Defender, and you've got a bumper to drag, and you've got a whole lot of weight to try to grapple up onto this cliff, it can be really challenging. So we did make it a couple times in the Defender. I don't think that we captured any of the times that we made it up on film, unfortunately. It really was a lot of work to get the Defender to go up this without any sort of assistance. So we ended up cheating it on the Defender and putting a rock down, and with the rock down we were able to get it every time. So we didn't end up sending the Capra up. We didn't really call this part of the challenge because the Capra I know can do this line fairly easy. In fact, I think I brought the Capra up and then I just didn't record it, so I do apologize about that. I don't have any footage from the Capra going up that line. So the next line on a course over here, there's a full course that's a pretty long course through this area in West Wendover, so we're just kind of following the lines up. This is a pretty tough entry, as you can see there, another loose dirt entry, but it's much more doable because the climb is even shorter. It's about half of a body length, so you can grapple your way up much easier. Through here, this section gets really nasty, and again, another one where you've got like a 20-foot ledge. I think I show it in Derek's run on the other side, and so you just don't want to screw up, and you can tell I'm kind of trying to position myself right where the Capra might fall if it does, but I have confidence, and this is nothing that I think the Capra can't handle even without rear steers. You see I kept that back axle straight all the way through until the very end, just for a little bit of, just a little flash, but nothing that it can't do without using those back wheels to steer. So as you can see here, a lot more of a struggle to get the heavy body of the Defender up onto the rock, but once these TRX4s are up on the rocks, it's really not too much of a struggle at all. Great articulation. The 4-link, it does amazing. The clearances are, as I've been talking about, they're not great. Here, the bumper gets caught, but even with the stock motor, you've got enough torque to kind of bump your way up. You can just force your way through stuff sometimes if it's not too locked up. So I am very impressed with that as well, especially with Derek running the brass in there as well. So those were the only lines that we got on camera, and so now I'll let myself wrap it up with the crappy quality audio that we got at the end. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks very much for watching. If you can't hear me very well at the very end, just remember, like if you like the video, subscribe for more, and we'll see you next time.
Alright guys, that was the TRX4 Defender and the Capra. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, go ahead and like this video. If you want to see more, subscribe for more. And yeah, we're out here having fun. I hope you're having fun as well. Let me know if you guys have any comments or questions. Leave those down below. Make sure to check us out on Instagram as well. And hopefully by now we should have the website going. So there should be a link for the website down in the description, but there'll be more information coming on all that later as well. So sweet.
Thanks again.
Oh yeah.